Okay, that screw just hit home. Once we put a second one in there, you're not going to be able to roll that log if you do it on both sides. Yeah, see, now the log will no longer roll. Okay, now put a couple in from this side. Alright, we're fixing to go try this piece. Voila, log in place, not going anywhere. Man, I am pleased. Alright, let's go put it on the saw. Well, we're going to find out together. I've set my fence up. This is going to ride right up against the fence. We're going to take this outer piece of bark off. Let's see what happens. I did put my resaw blade on here as opposed to my scroll saw blade. It makes a huge difference when you're cutting slabs. Okay, I'm going to have to learn to set it a little better. I got a little too much off of that end, but that's okay. First time for everything. Look at that. Wow. This is why you cut your own. Where are you going to buy that? Alright. Let's cut some slabs. Now it's just a simple matter of backing these screws out. Alright. Hey, 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 hey. That is beautiful. What is that? Just tighten her right back up. I am loving it. I think I've been told that that is a can't, but it looks to me like it can. Alright. Wow. Man. That is unusual. Never seen any speckled grain. What you see now, we have a manageable workpiece. Now, however far you set your fence from the blade is how wide a piece of wood you're going to get. So, set it at 3/4 of an inch, just for the sake of argument. Every time you open it, it's a surprise. Bookmatching. Surprise. This must be oak. It came from a tree that was rotten enough to fall, but that sure doesn't look rotten. It's just a limb. I got some big pieces out there yet to go. I mean, this is half a tree. Alright. At least that's proof of concept. Now, lay it all back together. as it came apart, and you have book match pairs everywhere. I mean, each of those could be split down if you're using. Oh boy, I'm loving this. Alright, there's one. Yeah, assemble it all. I gotta give it some sticks. I stick that, stack it. We'll be good to go. I got all kind of stuff to do this too. I see some cute little bandsaw boxes in our future here. I don't know what kind of angle we got here, but I'm going to show you what I go through, which is not much, to get this out. Got a little ratchet driver there. Screws back a little bit. Now you just flip this over. Just snug that up. Sink those screws in. This is just too easy. I'm sure when I think about this some I can improve this to something, but I'm pretty sure it's working good for right now. You don't have to drive the screw in like there's no tomorrow. I mean, it's a touch to everything. Alright, I ran out of battery, so I don't know how much of that you got. Voila. Got stingy with that one. It's alright, as long as you got two flat sides. Alright, let's see what we get out of this. Here we go again. Wild and unusual grain. My saw blade has a kink in it. I need to just order me another blade. I'm getting a little bit of, obviously you can sand that out, but the heart of the wood tells me this is going to be hard. But wow. Okay, here we go. Keep it rolling. This is going to make some pretty bandsaw boxes. Wow. Get that cleaned up. I don't know if you can see it. I'm probably not holding it at a good angle for you. I'm working in the evening here and some of that's gone. I couldn't be more pleased with this little jig. This thing is great. I have learned from watching these bowl turners, which I wouldn't mind trying it one of these days, but I've learned that anytime you have an anomaly such as a limb growing into or out of, looks like that I don't know how that fits, but anyway, you're going to wind up with something grain-wise in there that's going to be kind of wild. This is like eating peanuts. Once you eat one, this is fun. I'm fixing to do this one. See what surprises we hold inside here. Well, I thought I was filming chucking this up. It only took, I mean, it was just that quick. Just no time at all. But somehow I either didn't mash the button far enough or didn't mash the button at all. That's more likely the case. Okay. Just that quick, we're going. Brand new piece. My grandson sees things and stuff like that. I had cut a piece off of a bandsaw box that was 3 or 4 pieces of stuff wedged together, glued together. He saw it as the top of a train, and we wound up making that train and using that as the top of the engine. That must be oak. Oh. Thought of something. Let's see. Okay. I'll try to do this here so you can see how quick this is. It's just nothing to it. Once you get this bolt back here in the right hole for your length, it's a piece of cake after that. Okay, now I want to save this because that is going to create this stuff right here. So the side that most people would take off, I'm going to leave on. Well, I say that, I don't know if they would or not. I was wondering how this would take the stress, but it really doesn't budge. And the lower you can put that screw in, you really, unless you're up here, you're not going to do a whole lot to push that back that way. Same on this side. Now, once again, you can just set it for any thickness you want. I'm just going with 3/4 because that just seems to be just a hair over 3/4. Gives you some room to work, and you can resaw it, or you can finish it down. Just all kind of ways to play with it. Alright, I'm going to summarize this thing up here a little bit. I watched someone whose link I will put below do this the other day, and I had some stuff that I wanted to saw up, and I saw how simple his idea was. And for me, I've got a bunch of, he was using firewood, so he was only needing about one length. You know, firewood's what, 16, 18 inches long? So he made one that would just cut firewood. But mine, I've got all kind of lengths of stuff. Some of it's 6 inches long, some of it's 30 inches long. So I needed something that was adjustable. So I went to SketchUp and I came up with this little contraption right here, which turned out to be this little contraption right here. In fact, why don't I just turn this around now, since the angle of the camera. This is the business end. This is how we finally did this. We put that cleat on there, glued those two together, then glued and screwed this here. Now you want to make sure any kind of screw or bolt that comes on this bottom side, you want that to go below the surface of the wood so it won't scratch up your saw table. So that end stays in one place. And this end, there's a hole here for where you can move the bolt to here, here, or here. Oh, the bolt detail. To correct, I had already drilled out all my half-inch holes when I found my error to make that stick over the side, so I had to move it back this way. The easiest way was just to work a new line there. So I came back and re-drilled, but then I made it where this hex head would fit real snug down into these holes, because you don't want it to turn when you're trying to tighten things up. Okay, so depending on the length of your wood, you can go here, 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 or here for your longest piece of wood. I tried some, and this, oh man, I love it. It is so quick. And then little knob, little detail with the inset bolt, nut. That just goes right on there, tightens right up. Put your wood in there, snug it up, and then screw into it. This and this, they don't have to be terribly strong. Yeah, there's a little pressure once the screws go in that it starts to push back a little bit on this, but that's very sturdy. And not a lot of your tension is going to be on the nut and bolt. It's going to be mainly here trying to push back down on this, which is not going to happen. This is probably the weakest link, is the way this is done, but those first couple I did with the screws coming up in here from the bottom and that being double, a lot of your weight, the bottom of your wood is hitting there. It's just not going to fall, or didn't with these pieces anyway. So I am just real pleased, real pleased. Now I got so much of that oak stuff out there, that tree that fell. It took me an hour or so yesterday just to hack up the limbs. And I tried to cut it where all my knots were like this, and all my straight pieces where I would go until I went to some kind of curve or something, and I would cut however much was straight enough. If you try to start doing curves, it's not going to wind up straight enough to saw it out. Let's see if you can see what I'm seeing here. That's the bottom. That's the opposing faces there. Oh, you look. It's beautiful right here. Lay that. I love that speckle stuff. Just one. You want to keep it in order, and that way you can keep up with your book match pairs. Alright. There's one piece that we cut up today. I got started and just couldn't quit. I got 3 of them done. I love these pieces that have this irregular. That's a little rough right in there. Got your ants and all, but hey, it's free. Take the good and bad. Somebody might be clever enough to think of something to do with that. You can feel the wetness of the wood. Of course, it did rain yesterday, but that. All right. what that's going to look like when it's planed up. It'll lose these ridges here. All right, all in a day's work.